Welcome back to RealVacantLand.com. This is Luke Smith, and I'm excited to bring you another property. But first, my son just stopped by. He's like 5 years old, right? He just picked a passion fruit flower. So this is a pretty cool one. I'll see if I can show that to you. It's right in front of my face. But some really nice colors in that thing. It's got, nice green on the back and just wild colors. I don't know if you can see the whatever you call them that stick out. It's like blacks and purples, and they make a really nice fruit. I got a bunch of them in the backyard, but the kids like to pick the flowers, so we hardly ever get the fruit. So sometimes the ones they can't reach or behind, around the corner or whatever, they make some nice fruits. And I love growing stuff. I love permaculture style activity of growing stuff on my property. The kids are picking tomatoes right now. They just had to go get a bigger bucket because there's so many tomatoes. And just growing stuff, growing my own stuff. And if you have your own land, you can do that. You can grow all kinds of things and try to eat. I used to eat almost everything off of the property I live on. It's only a quarter acre. I eat a lot of chicken eggs for protein and stuff out of the garden for the rest of it, making salads about 3 times a day. But chickens, the kids got pet rabbits. They ate most everything. They're starting back over again and letting it go. So that's just part of a side stretch of telling you about land, leading into a piece of land. This land I'm asking $399. I've got it up for sale on RealVacantLand.com. $399 for a piece of property where you could grow, I don't know about passion fruit, but you can grow all kinds of stuff on a piece of property like this. You could plant it up permaculture style, all kinds of plants intermingled with each other, not the same plant all in a row where bacteria and viruses and bugs, parasites, all kinds of things, gophers just go one after the next and take them all out. And you mix them together and you get a healthier environment for plants to grow. The little buggers kill the other little buggers next to each other, and the pests and the diseases, from big pests and diseases to small, they don't travel as easily. Or in your personal properties, you could have multiple properties around the country, changing, depending on the weather, you can go from one to the next. When they're cheap, it's easy to do that. Here's a cheap one, $399. I think this is a good place to go golfing. There's a golf course just down the street. There's some lakes in the area to do some fishing. There's lots of woods for hiking and walking the dog and touring around. So $399. There's a buy it now link on here. You can click on that, and it should be working, but my computer's going slow. We'll pull up GPS coordinates while that thing loads. The GPS coordinates, here we go. GPS coordinates should bring up a map of the thing so we can zoom in, do 3D, see what the topography's like and everything else. Or if you do it on your phone, it'll give you driving directions. So this is the checkout button. It asks for title, it asks for tax address, it asks for your contact information, a little bit of optional stuff. Click, 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 hit next. You can use your credit card, debit card, or checking account information to pay for the property. Live, real time, click, click, boom, it's yours. Nobody else can buy it. And then this one is in Green Valley in Izard County, and I think I've got the covenants on here. Yeah, Green Valley. So you can see the building permit fees on here on the website, RealVacantLand.com. Try to get as much of this information about the properties on there as we can, because you get a lot of questions about this, which you should be asking. So they're saying, basically, let's say you built a $100,000 house, or just a hair under $100,000 house. The most you're going to pay building permits $220, so $40 inspection. It probably costs more in gas to come over, inspect the property, person's time and everything. You can usually learn a lot from the inspectors about safety codes and making the best of what you can build possible. But if you build about a $50,000 property, it's like $120,000, or not $120 in permits. If you did that in San Diego County, where I live, where you can grow passion fruit, just the park fee alone in my little town here is like $8,700. You got to write a check just to the parks to build a house. You got to write another check to the schools, depending on how many bedrooms you have and stuff. You got to write more checks to the county for this kind of stuff, which are, add some zeros. You're talking 30 grand in permits just to build a house in San Diego County. Here you're talking about $120 or $220 to build a fancy house. You just add on $15 per 10 grand over 100,000. I mean, you're not talking about much money. It's really simple stuff here. So then Green Valley Addition, this is the part of this neighborhood. So those fees are like county wide. And then as we go micro, as you get into this neighborhood, they've got different regulations based on the neighborhood. Somebody back in the day printed these things up before they sold the lots. I like to look at the dates. William R. Pratt signed it. Richard R. L. Pratt, secretary, looks like brothers or something. 1969 they signed this thing. It's probably not two guys with the same last name married. I'm guessing they're brothers, father, son, whatever. So they built this neighborhood and they came up with some restrictions. They said it's got to be houses. You got to build a house. Don't build an airport or a something crazy. It's single family residence, no strip malls, no apartment complexes, just single family residence. They say you can't build it until you go get a permission from the local community. And then during construction, temporary structure may be erected on a home site which may be either removed or replaced with permanent structure within 6 months. So you get 6 months, you could probably live on an RV, I'm guessing is one definition of that. You could live in an RV and build a house. If 6 months is up, hopefully by then you got the roof on there, you can move inside, just go room by room or move around until you finish the inside or something, depending how long it takes you. Dwelling unit must be permanent structure, must have material, the exterior must be composed of wood, metal, masonry, stones, blah, 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 blah. So it's got to be just a basic house. It's got to be at least 1,050 square foot. At least 850 square foot of that's got to be heated. So 850 square foot heated ground space on the bottom floor. You got to have septic, regular septic, and you got to be, set back from some lines. And this is 3 pages. 3 pages of rules. A lot of it's just a notary acknowledgement, introduction. Most neighborhoods, modern neighborhoods, I mean, you look at the rules and it's like a phone book of all kinds of stuff that's covered. But back in 1969, they just kept it simple. It's 3 pages. So you can take advantage of that because this neighborhood never really filled in, and buy up vacant lots in here and go build simple. Keep it simple, keep the fees simple, keep everything simple, and go build a fishing cabin or a golf cabin. Because if we look at this, the map here, it's next to a golf course. So there's a lake, all kinds of fishing and everything. I've talked about that in a bunch of different videos. But here's the golf course. So the golf course is right over here. And then you can just, go over here and go play golf. Just down the street. So here's the lot lines of it. Looks like a square classic lot. Streets on either side. My map's going crazy. Let's go back to this map. So there's a power line right there. Paved street. It's all fuzzy. The internet would catch up here. Yeah, so it looks like a power line going through there. Let's see what the topography looks like. I mean, there's a couple houses around the area. So it looks like they figured it out. I'm sure you can figure it out too. There's not a whole lot of data here on the topography. You can't see much of anything. But you're just down the street from the golf course. With a paved street, you might be able to get street view on here. Let's take a look. It's a cute little house. I think this is the... So I think this is the street. Let's see. Yeah, I guess you can go down that street. Hopefully I got the right street. There's a power line. This is probably going down the middle of the lot. So you can probably see down here. The lot's going to be back in there somewhere. These are the kinds of trees. These look like oak trees. Oak and hopefully I'm in the right place. Cedar. Where did I go? I'm going to get lost. You guys can go play with this. But you see what the neighborhood looks like. Big oak trees, cedar trees, people setting up. This looks like it's some nice landscaping. They're taking care of their house. It doesn't look like bullet holes, boarded up meth house or anything. I mean, this looks like a nice one. Well taken care of. Modern car, modern RV. They're able to afford that stuff because they live in this area. It's really cheap land, cheap everything. That's how you can do it. You don't have to go for the super expensive, over the top stuff. So $399. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. It's Luke Smith, ruralvacantland.com. I'll keep making videos presenting different land. If you keep watching, we'll see where we end up. Thank you.